It was our first time here at Toastmasters today, and I'm so glad that I came because I've heard so much from David and other people that I know who come here regularly. And what was really, really good was the humour that came out in the speeches. And I absolutely love the idea of word of the day and how many people actually remember to use it. And I think so in these days, grammar is so important, and the fact that we have the grammatical analysis going on was really, really amazing. And no matter how experienced and how much you speak and how confident you are, you can always grow. And that's what I realised today, that I thought I'd face my fear of public speaking, but I'm much more behind than I actually, there's so much, you're always growing and growing and growing. So it was really great to hear all the speeches and the adrenaline rush I could feel for everybody. It was really good.
I'd just like to call on Councillor Lemon, if you would like to just say a few words. What do you think?
Yes, thank you very much. I do think that for newcomers, particularly, it is a little bit complex, and I agree with quite cool on that in terms of how you manage the programme. Maybe a simplified version to introduce people. But like Hannah, sitting up there, we've heard so many poor speakers in our time, and people who really don't respect the audience. But I think one of the big things that comes across here is, yes, it's very supportive, but it's also respectful. There's a mutuality about why you're here, and the environment that's created by the club, I think is, as you said, it's aimed to be supportive, but you definitely keep to that. I was very concerned about whether Alan actually found the loo or not. Yeah?
He still hasn't told me where it is.
Oh dear. I could have taken you in the break, sorry. But you came across as a stand-up comedian. In that sense, you can't do that every time. Not everyone can do that, but I think introduction of humour, like I just did about you going to the loo, actually lightens the mood. Then you can come in with quite a serious comment. And well, I can. So from that point of view, I think it's very good. And we were just chatting at the break with the mayor, not Lady Mayor, the mayor. And we were talking with David about the possibility of introducing this type of process to staff in London Borough of Harrow, but also, dare I say, to the new councillors as they come in and the existing councillors, and having it as an integrated arrangement. So it's not them and us, it's about everyone going forward. So we'll look at that a little bit more afterwards, and we'll put our heads together on that one. But thank you very, very much for inviting me. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
I think we've come to the end of the meeting, and it's just... Oh my God, this is heavy. So the weight of office.
No, it's taking the chair.
Yes, it's taking the chair. It remains for me to say my own personal thank you to Mayor Nana Asante for inviting us to take part in the council chamber and to have the meeting here. Thank you very much. I'm delighted that we managed to entice some councillors along to see what we do, and as Jim Lamman has said, it's something to be thought of seriously to introduce into our council. Last thing I'm going to do is hand over to our President, Jill Ornstein, to announce the winner of the Table Topics competition and to close the meeting, and just to say a few words myself. Thank you very much.
I got a grabs. I got big grabs. I wanted to change. And somebody here wouldn't let me. So I have to make do. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for hostessing it. We've had a wonderful time, and it's given us a chance to really see what it's like to bring HOD and Toastmasters into a larger environment. I'd like to ask you, how many enjoyed the evening? How many did? That's fantastic, because we extend to you an invitation as our guests to come to our next meeting, which is on Thursday, which we'd love to see you there. Did anybody not enjoy the evening? Because you'll be doubly welcome. And on that, that's all I say as we're finishing on time, to announce the winner. Can we have a drum roll, please? Our great pleasure, and we heard some fantastic table topics. Please say well done to Pasco. We have got a badge ribbon for you, but it will require you coming to
The next meeting.
Thank you all for coming, and thank David for running the evening. Thank you.
Well, I wish everybody a safe journey home. And Toastmasters, you are most welcome to come to the Mayor's Parlour. They arrange a date with David and your president, because we have somebody who tells a great story about Harrow and its history. So you'll be most welcome. It won't be anything posher than tea and cakes, etc. But it will be a wonderful opportunity for you to hear a little more about the coat of arms that we went wrapped up next, and the history of Harrow. There's marquetry in the Mayor's Parlour, which we'd love Bob to tell you about. So you're most welcome, and I hope we can arrange a date soon. So thank you very much for sharing your story.
If you'd like to leave, get your written feedback on the desk, or come round and collect it up if you want. Oh, yeah.
Okay, fine. Cheers, thanks. Good evaluation, of course. You used the spider technique. I did, yeah. Not very bad.
I get to go home with Phil. I'll get my coat
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, yeah, what do you
Are you